This is Crime Recall.
Every unsolved crime is a puzzle waiting to be solved, a mystery wrapped in secrets, hidden in the annals of the past. Some of these puzzles are forgotten with time, and some resurface, refusing to let the world forget. Today, we're unraveling one such tale, a chilling narrative that remained unsolved for over 46 years. Welcome back, fellow investigators. Today, we dive deep into the cold case of Reet Jurvetson, a young Canadian woman whose life was cut short in the most tragic circumstances. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay updated on our latest stories. Viewer discretion is advised, as we'll be discussing a violent crime in this episode. Let's start at the beginning. Reet Jurvetson was born on September 23, 1950, in Montreal, Canada. By all accounts, she grew up in a loving family, leading a normal life as any teenager would. However, like many young adults, Reet yearned for freedom and adventure. This desire led her to venture to Los Angeles in 1969, a city of dreams for many, but which unfortunately became her nightmare. Just imagine this for a moment. On November 16, 1969, a birdwatcher was strolling along a stretch of Mulholland Drive. Nestled between the dense growth of bushes, he discovered the lifeless body of a young woman. The brutality of the crime was horrifying. She had been stabbed 150 times, her life extinguished before it had barely begun. In the absence of any identification, she was given the designation Jane Doe 59. The Los Angeles Police Department launched a thorough investigation. The detectives were seasoned, having seen many crimes, but this case was a daunting task. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't find any leads. They reached out to other law enforcement agencies, questioned potential witnesses, and even used the then rudimentary DNA technology, but it all led to a dead end. Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away, Reet's family was unaware of her fate. They believed she was off living an adventurous life in sunny California, unaware of the grim reality. As the years turned to decades, the identity of Jane Doe 59 seemed to be lost in the annals of time. The detectives who had initially handled the case had either retired or passed away. However, hope wasn't entirely lost. In 2015, a miraculous breakthrough came. A friend of Reet stumbled upon her morgue photograph posted online and recognized her. Can you imagine the shock and pain they must have felt? The friend immediately contacted Reet's sister, Ann Jurvetson, and informed her about the finding. Subsequent DNA testing confirmed the identity of Jane Doe 59. It was Reet Jurvetson. The LAPD, armed with this new information, swung into action. They reopened the case, breathing new life into a 46-year-old mystery. The detectives now had a starting point: Reet Jurvetson. They began digging into her past, her relationships, her friends. Their investigation revealed that Reet may have moved to Los Angeles to meet a man named Jean, or John, whom she had met in Canada. But the trail ended there. Who was this man? Was he involved in her murder? The answers were elusive. Another chilling detail that came to light was the brutal nature of the crime. The violence inflicted on Reet eerily resembled the Manson family's horrific crime spree. Charles Manson and his followers were infamous for their brutal killings around the same time Reet was murdered. Detectives pursued this lead, considering every detail. They re-examined the similarities between Reet's murder and the Manson family's killings. The timing, location, and brutal nature of the murder seemed to point towards the cult. They even interrogated Charles Manson and other members of his cult but failed to find any concrete evidence linking them to Reet's murder. As time passed, the investigators explored every possible angle, every potential lead. The lack of digital footprints made it even more challenging. They studied old case files, cross-checked with other unsolved crimes, and even reached out to retired officers who had originally worked on the case, but each effort only led to more questions. Back in Montreal, Reet's family grappled with the pain of their loss. The revelation was a double-edged sword. It brought closure, but it also confirmed their worst fears. They held memorial services, seeking some semblance of peace. They remembered Reet as a vivacious and loving individual. Their hope is that her story will not only bring them closure, but will also shine a light on other cold cases, inspiring renewed investigations. While the story of Reet Jurvetson is tragic, it serves a stark reminder of the importance of diligence in crime investigations. No stone should be left unturned, no lead too insignificant. It's a testament to the undying spirit of the detectives who, even after decades, never gave up on Jane Doe 59, who we now know as Reet Jurvetson. This case may still be unsolved, but it's far from forgotten. As we end today's story, we remember Reet and hope that one day justice will be served. That's all for today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to follow along with us on this journey through true crime history. And remember, each one of us can make a difference. Stay safe and see you in the next video.